Hello students, welcome to all of you in this online platform of Mahana Pratap Institute Sagwada. This is our first lecture regarding our second chapter, Unit and Measurement. Our first chapter is completed and from today onwards we are going to start our second chapter and it is named by Unit and Measurement. And this is our first lecture regarding this our second chapter, Unit and Measurement. In previous lecture, we discussed about the physics and technology associated with society and the comparison between the fundamental forces of nature. And we discussed the basic of physics and the scope of physics in our first unit whole. The first chapter of this subject is related with the basic of the physics, the scope of the physics, and how the physics is important for our society, how it makes an important role to our society, how it is beneficial for our society, or how it plays some disadvantages for our society. But now in second chapter, we are going to discuss about the unit and measurement of the physical quantity. As we all know, every physical quantity are represented by some unit. If I talk about the length, in that case, someone says that, or everyone says that, the length of any pen, let us consider there is an example, the length of any pen is 12 centimeter. The length of any pen is 12 centimeter. So here length is the physical quantity. Length is the physical quantity. And the 12 is the number or a digit which shows the magnitude of the physical quantity. It shows the magnitude of the physical quantity. The 12 is the number or a digit which shows the magnitude of the physical quantity, and the physical quantity is length. And here the centimeter shows the unit and it is known as unit. And if someone says that the length of any pen is 12, so we cannot identify how much length of the pen is there, because there is a deficiency of unit is there. So this is the importance of the unit. So in our today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the importance of the physical quantity in the terms of unit or in the terms of magnitude, and how a physical quantity can be represented, and what are the units or what are the fundamental units and the derived units of any physical quantity, and how these all units are originated. So we are going to start our chapter. So our topic is Introduction to Unit and Measurement. As our chapter name is Unit and Measurement, so first of all we are going to discuss about the introduction of the unit and measurement. So every measurement has two parts. The first number is n and the next number is u. So we can write q equals to nu. Okay, so according to this example, we can say that example is what? The length of an object is 40 centimeter. Here the length L is the physical quantity and here q is the physical quantity. According to this equation, the q is the length of the object and n is the 40 and u is the unit of the physical quantity, and that is what? Centimeter. So here what? The length of the object is represented by q, the number 40 is represented by n, and the u is the unit of the physical quantity. So if the length of any object is 40 centimeter, in that case the number which shows the length of the material or an object, and that is 40 here, and it is represented by n according to our equation, and the unit is represented by u, and here the unit is centimeter. So we can say that every physical quantity has two parts. Every physical quantity has two parts. Two parts are there, and that is what? Number and unit. So in every physical quantity there is some magnitude, and that is shows by digit or number, and there is a unit, and that is represented by u. So let us take one more example to understand the importance of the unit in every physical quantity. If anyone goes to the market to buy some sugar, अगर कोई मार्केट गया शुगर खरीदने के लिए और अगर उसने दुकानदार से कहा कि मुझे 1 शुगर दो, मुझे 1 शुगर दो, अब दुकानदार समझेगा नहीं कि 1 शुगर मीन्स उसे 1 किलोग्राम देनी है या 1 ग्राम देनी है या फिर 1 क्विंटल शुगर देनी है. तो दुकानदार जो है, जो शॉपकीपर है, वो उस कस्टमर से पूछेगा कि हाउ मच शुगर यू हैव टू बाय, आपको कितनी शुगर चाहिए, 1 किलोग्राम चाहिए, 1 ग्राम चाहिए या 1 क्विंटल चाहिए. सो हियर देयर इज अ डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ द यूनिट एंड दैट्स व्हाई द शॉपकीपर नॉट अंडरस्टैंड हाउ मच शुगर द कस्टमर हैव टू बाय. यहाँ पर कस्टमर को कितनी शुगर को बाय करना है वो शॉपकीपर अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर पाया. वाई? बिकॉज ऑफ द डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ द यूनिट. So this is the importance of the unit. You can understand, I think. Okay, so unit plays very important role in every physical quantity. Without unit, we cannot understand the physical quantity in detail. Now, there are some fundamental and derived units which are now we are going to discuss. There are two kinds of the unit that are fundamental and derived units. So one by one we are going to discuss. Okay, so the fundamental units are those units which do not depend on other unit, or we can say those unit which do not require the other physical quantity to show itself. ऐसे यूनिट जिनको खुद को शो करने के लिए किसी और फिजिकल क्वांटिटी की हेल्प नहीं लेनी पड़ती है, उनको हम कहते हैं फंडामेंटल यूनिट. या ऐसे यूनिट जिनको खुद को शो करने के लिए किसी अन्य दूसरे यूनिट की हेल्प नहीं लेनी पड़ती है, अनदर यूनिट की हेल्प नहीं लेनी पड़ती है, ये खुद पर भी डिपेंड होते हैं, एंड दैट आर नोन एज फंडामेंटल यूनिट. लाइक दैट इन हिंदी में हम यूज़ करते हैं वोवेल के लिए कि वोवेल जो है वो कॉन्सोनेंट पे डिपेंड्स नहीं होते हैं. इन द सिमिलर केस हियर the fundamental units are those units which do not depend on other physical quantity, or we can say other units. Okay, now regarding the fundamental units or regarding the example of the fundamental units, we are going to discuss in our this section in next one. Now we discuss about the derived unit. Okay, so the quantities that are derived using the fundamental quantities are called derived quantities. Okay, so the derived quantities are derived with the help of fundamental quantities. Means we can use any 2 or 3 fundamental quantity to make one more unit, and that particular unit is to be called as derived quantities. And the unit that are used to measure these derived quantities are called derived unit. वो यूनिट जो फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी की हेल्प से बनते हैं उनको हम डिराइव्ड यूनिट कहते हैं, डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटी कहते हैं. और डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटी जो फिजिकल क्वांटिटी है उनको जो मेज़र करने के लिए जिस यूनिट की रिक्वायरमेंट रहती है उसे हम डिराइव्ड यूनिट कहते हैं. मैं फिर से रिपीट कर रहा हूँ, जो क्वांटिटी फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी की हेल्प से डिराइव होती है उन्हें हमने डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटी कहते हैं. और उन डिराइव्ड फिजिकल क्वांटिटी को मेज़र करने के लिए जिस यूनिट की रिक्वायरमेंट रहती है उसको हम कहते हैं डिराइव्ड यूनिट. सो द फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी मेक इटसेल्फ, it does not depend on other physical quantity, but on the other hand the derived quantities or the derived units are depends on the fundamental quantity or fundamental units respectively. Now there are some specific system of units. Okay, there are some specific system of units made by or system, and there are some CGS, MKS and FVS. So as we discuss here now, the units that are used to these physical quantities or these fundamental quantities are called fundamental unit, and these are 4 system of unit, namely CGS, MKS, FVS and SI. Standard Indian International System. CGS for centimeter, gram and second, मीटर, किलोग्राम एंड सेकेंड, फूट, पाउंड एंड सेकेंड. हम एक एग्जाम्पल लेके इसको समझेंगे कि अगर मैं बात करूँ लेंथ की, तो लेंथ का जो यूनिट है वो सेंटीमीटर हो सकता है, मीटर हो सकता है, किलोमीटर हो सकता है, इंच हो सकता है, फीट हो सकता है. Okay, so there are number of units of the length like centimeter, meter, kilometer, inch and feet. So which unit we have to prefer? हमें इनमें से कौन सा यूनिट प्रेफर करना है, कहाँ पे कौन सा यूनिट प्रेफर करना है. तो इसके लिए एक स्टैंडर्ड सिस्टम बनाया गया है, एक स्टैंडर्ड सिस्टम बनाया गया है. और इस स्टैंडर्ड सिस्टम के अकॉर्डिंग यहाँ पर जो मेजरमेंट के लिए जो यूनिट्स की जो सिस्टम्स हैं उसको हमने 3 कैटेगरी में डिवाइड किया है, MKS, CGS एंड FPS. तो स्टैंडर्ड यूनिट्स बनाए गए हैं, कुछ सिस्टम ऑफ यूनिट्स बनाए गए हैं जिसके अकॉर्डिंग हम मेजरमेंट को डन करते हैं. क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमने देखा कि लेंथ के बहुत सारे यूनिट हैं, तो कौन सा यूनिट यहाँ पे यूज़ करना, तो हम सेंटीमीटर यूज़ करें, मीटर यूज़ करें, किलोमीटर यूज़ करें, इंच यूज़ करें या फीट यूज़ करें. सो देर आर सम स्टैंडर्ड सिस्टम ऑफ यूनिट्स was made by our system and that are CGS, MKS and FPS. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about this all the fundamental and derived quantities with the help of example. So here you can see a chart and here we represent some fundamental and physical quantity with the help of diagram and with the example by system of units. So as we discussed, there are 3 system of units to measure the physical quantities and that are CGS, MKS and FPS system of units. And CGS is centimeter, gram and second, MKS for meter, kilogram and second and FPS for foot, pound and second. So these are the 3 system of units by which we can measure the fundamental and the physical quantities or derived quantities we can say. So let us understand the fundamental quantities with the help of example. So as you can see here, first of all we discuss about the fundamental quantities. So the fundamental quantities are those quantities which do not depend on the other physical quantity or other units to derive its own. Okay, so there are 3 fundamental quantities which are shown here, that are length, mass and time. So these are the example of fundamental physical quantities, length, mass and time. So as we discussed earlier, that there are 3 system of units by which we can measure any physical quantity. There are 3 system of units, that is what CGS system of unit, MKS system of unit and FPS system of unit. These are the 3 way by which we can measure the any physical quantity. So let us take the every fundamental physical quantity by all the 3 system of units. So this is the example of fundamental physical quantity. So if we want to measure the length in CGS system, in that case the length of any object will be measured is in centimeter in the CGS system of unit. अगर हम लेंथ को CGS सिस्टम ऑफ यूनिट में मेजर करना चाहते हैं तो लेंथ को हम सेंटीमीटर में मेजर करेंगे, एज हियर बाय नेम C फॉर सेंटीमीटर. और अगर हम लेंथ को MKS सिस्टम में मेजर करना चाहते हैं तो उसे हम मीटर कहते हैं. एंड लेंथ को अगर हम FPS में बात करें तो फुट कहते हैं. अगर हम बात करें मास की, द्रव्यमान जिसको कहते हैं, तो मास को हम CGS सिस्टम में ग्राम, G फॉर ग्राम, इन MKS सिस्टम किलोग्राम and in FPS system it is represented by pound. And now if you want to measure the time in CGS system, then it is represented by second, or second is the unit in CGS system, and in MKS system the unit of the time is second, and in FPS system the unit of the time is second. So this is the exception in which the unit of the time in every CGS system, MKS system, in every system of unit is same. As you can see here, the unit of the time physical quantity in every system of unit is same, that is what second. So this is all about the fundamental physical quantity and how we can measure the fundamental physical quantity in different system of units like CGS, MKS and FPS. And these are the example of fundamental physical quantity. Now there are some more example of the physical quantity and whose unit and the symbol is represented here. So let us discuss. So as you can see here, the length is measured in meter, so its unit is meter, and its symbol is m, small m. And the mass is measured in kilogram, its unit is kilogram and its symbol is kg. Time is in second and its symbol is s. Electric current, which was discussed in class 10th, its unit is ampere and it is represented by a symbol. Thermodynamic temperature, okay, it was discussed in our class 11th, okay, in our upcoming lectures or upcoming chapters. So thermodynamic temperature is units is Kelvin, or we can write temperature, the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin and it is represented by K. The intensity of light is, its unit is candela and it is represented by CD. And the quantity of substance is represented by mole, its unit is mole and it is represented by MOL symbol. So these are the fundamental physical quantity. These are the some fundamental physical quantity, and that is length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, or we can say temperature, intensity of light and quantity of any substance. So this is all about the fundamental physical quantity and its unit and symbol. Now we discuss about the supplementary quantities. There are some supplementary quantities. The detail about this supplementary quantity will be discussed in our upcoming lectures. But now in this lecture, we only discuss about the unit and the symbol of the supplementary quantities. So there are the two supplementary quantities, that is plane angle and the solid angle. What is plane angle and solid angle and what are the supplementary quantities will be discussed in our upcoming lecture. But now in this lecture you have to only know about the unit and the symbol of the supplementary quantities. So here the plane angle unit is radian and it is represented by RAD symbol, and the unit of the solid angle is steradian and it is represented by SR. So these are the two supplementary quantities. The detail about these supplementary quantities will be discussed in our upcoming lecture. Now, there are some derived units. As we discussed earlier, regarding the fundamental units or fundamental quantities, that is length, mass and time. But now, in this section, we discuss about some derived SI unit with some special names. So there are some examples of the derived units whose SI unit and symbol is represented. Out of some physical quantities was discussed in class 10th and 11th, but some physical quantities will be discussed in our class 12th also. But in this section you have to know only about the SI unit and the symbol of the physical quantity. So the first derived physical quantity is frequency, and you all are familiar with this term frequency because this frequency term was discussed in our class 10th. So the unit of the frequency term is what? Hertz. The frequency is measured in hertz and its symbol is Hz. And the next physical quantity is energy, and the unit of the energy is joule. As we all know, the energy is the capability of doing work, and unit is joule and it is represented by J symbol. The next physical quantity is force, and force unit is Newton and it is represented by N. Next, power, watt, W. Pressure, the unit of the pressure physical quantity is Pascal and its symbol is Pa. It was discussed in our class 11th upcoming lectures. The next physical quantity is electric charge or quantity of electricity, which was discussed in class 10th, and its unit is Coulomb and it is represented by C. The next physical quantity is electric potential difference, or we can say EMF, electromotive force, and its unit is volt, represented by V. Next, resistance, ohm symbol. Conductance, okay, conductance, it is the reciprocal of the resistance and its unit is Simon, represented by S. The unit of the capacitance is Farad, represented by F. The unit of the magnetic flux is Weber. The magnetic flux is Weber and it is represented by WB. And this magnetic flux was discussed in our class 12th. The next term is inductance. Its unit is Henry, H. Magnetic flux density, Tesla, T. And luminous flux, that is lumen and LM. So this is all about the derived units. These are some derived units and whose SI unit and the symbol is represented here. Okay, so this is all about our today's lecture. If you have any kind of doubt regarding these fundamental and derived units, regarding the importance of the units, regarding the example of fundamental and derived units, you can comment in our doubt section. Your doubt will be definitely solved in our next lecture. Thank you.